This shoulder opener is annoying, but it's really the most effective one at getting there. And for a lot of us, that's where we like to store a lot of our tension. So even though we're standing, come lie on your belly. Well, we did this one yesterday, Kara. But stretch your right arm straight out to the right. And then hug your knees towards your chest. See? Comfy, like you're going to go back to sleep. But no, stretch your top arm up to the sky. And reach back and see if you can hold hands. And even if you can't hold hands, you're already in the posture. Now, to practice this with the yang style, you just kind of relax. If you want to have a little bit more yin, you can try pulling your hand closer. You can just choke up on them, if you want. You can then also step with your left foot behind your right leg. Take a full deep breath. Sigh it out if you didn't already. Maybe this posture is actually a little easier to do in a way when you're still half asleep. So notice how you're waking up this morning. What part of you wakes up first? And then roll back to center. Wiggle your fingers, moan and groan a little bit. And joyfully stretch your left arm out to the left. Hug your knees up to your chest. With your gaze going away from your hand. And now see where you are in the pose. Maybe you're stepping your right foot behind your left. Maybe you're putting both feet onto the ground and just easily twisting both your hips to the floor. Sometimes, some days you feel like you can get your bed, you can get your bed out of your body. No, your body out of your bed before where you're actually quite awake. Or maybe it's the other way around. Like I often find, like I wake up and my brain starts like running in all directions, and I have to really try and rein my monkey mind back so that I don't accost whoever's closest with. In a lot of practices, also in anthroposophy, the idea is that when we wake up, we're still closer to the spiritual world, to the invisible world. It's part of why you want to meditate first thing in the morning. Maybe that's part of why I always feel like those first hours in the morning are a little bit more the hours of truth, where you're not awake enough to make up your story so elegantly, maybe. So feel your body, notice. Observe your energy. Look at your feelings. Take stock of your thinking. And roll back to center and moan and groan. Wiggle around a little bit. Notice the sensations that can be so intense, they feel like feelings. With your arms relaxed back, your head turned one way or the other, just to stretch your neck in a subtle way. Lift up your head and turn your head the other way. And then slide your way into Sphinx. So really our shoulders and our lower backs are the postures, no, are the parts of our body that often welcome tension the easiest. Especially if we sit at a computer or ride the bus a lot, find yourself sitting on the couch often, and then probably digging goes right in there, as well as giving birth, particularly intense on the lower back, from what I hear. But because it pushes on the curve, and the natural curve in your back is part of what gives you resilience, an ability to bounce back. So when we have back pain, often we kind of stiffen all around our spine, and not only to protect the area that's sore or hurt, but then it kind of stiffens the whole thing, and we don't have the same ability to respond and bounce back. When I experienced a lot of lower back pain when I was way younger, my sensation, the feeling of it was like, I feel so old. Like it kind of zapped me of energy. And this consciously pressing into it, contracting into it. Half of the posture is really being in it and being in the shape, noticing what your breath is in the shape, noticing what reacts in the shape. But the other half of the yoga posture is always when you're out of it. How the fresh blood moves to the places that you've just squeezed into. Notice if you can relax your forehead, your tongue, your jaw. My lovely dentist was telling me that I should get everyone to practice yoga with the tongue in between their teeth, so that we don't put extra tension in our jaw. But I kind of prefer to put my tongue in the roof of my mouth. I know, ooh, it's a little awkward. But when you put your tongue at the roof of the mouth, there's a picture of completing a cycle, bringing together the yin and the yang in your body, connecting your back space with your front space. Take a couple moments today to notice where you're at in your, in your day, in your week, in your year. And with that observation, maybe take a couple moments to imagine the way forward. To be creative, participating in our path. Does your heart know which direction can I learn more love? More kindness, more honesty. To be more myself. Now either stay here or lift up a little taller for the last couple of moments, coming either into kind of a modified Sphinx where you put something underneath your forearms, or all the way into seal, or into, you can come into like a very fat seal. And then with your inhale, engage your abdominal muscles and slowly lower yourself down to the mat. Moaning and groaning. Take your arms back behind you once you're down. Beforehand, it's kind of silly. And then when you're ready, push your hips back to your heels and come into child's pose and feel if that gives you a little release in your lower back, perhaps. You can let your arms stretch forward or reach them back behind you. And just take a couple moments to really be thankful for something, whether it's gravity in the sky or person or roof over your head. Just take a couple moments. We are so blessed. And with your next inhale, roll up so that we're coming to a seated position. You can either stay sitting on your heels and bring your hands to prayer. You can tuck your toes under. Feel your hands meet at heart center, let your elbows be heavy. With a hint of a smile, empty your breath. Take a full inhale. toes. That was such a nice moment. And then come and bring your elbows underneath your shoulders. Interlace your fingers. And the effort really is to try to reach your palms towards one another and have an empty space in your grip, so like you have a nice fresh egg. That means you usually don't want to break it right away on a yoga mat. Usually when you start to go up, your hands will open up a little bit. But the effort and the direction activity is to squeeze them together. And that way you keep the skinny side of your arms down, which allows you to keep your upper arms in and your elbows underneath your shoulders so that the bones of your arms can actually carry some of your weight as well as your glorious head. Now bring the crown of your head onto the ground and extend your legs and start to try to roll your hips forward. And when you're ready, and you can take both legs at the same time, feel free to lift all the way up into headstand. You don't have to go anywhere. You just can stay with your head and your arms in the ground. But you want to feel that you roll your hips over your shoulders. And that's what allows the lightness. Do you want me to be a wall? So you actually can find that when your hips go over your shoulders, you find a lot more lightness. And then squeezing and making your legs active. Woo, give you power. And also, for myself, maybe bring your hips in a little bit more, yeah. I find stepping on the ceiling is an imagination that helps. And actually daring to go all the way over Aurora is perfect, but you get this annoying knuckle rub. Oh, you're cute. We've got falling ladies. Oh my God. It's not reading men, it's falling ladies. But actually being able to fall out of it and know, okay, I'm fine. I can actually roll around. And then slowly come back down, folding at your hips. Let your arms stretch out, your hips go back to child's pose. Does that feel right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting because when we stand upright, we have essentially the same alignment. So let's try it again. Come up onto your elbows and knees. And lining up your elbows underneath your shoulders will help. So you squeeze your elbows in. That gives you a strong foundation. You bring the crown of your head onto the ground, the part of your head that was soft when you were born. Weird. And then extend your legs and find a straight up and down line. And you want that line to feel proper, like up and down, perpendicular. And then roll your hips over your shoulders. Oh, that has a T. I'm ready to catch your hips. Woo! And squeeze my hand with your legs. Bring your legs together. Yeah. Squeeze my hand. Yeah, there you go. And then try to be as upright as you can. So you actually extend your back, pull your ribs to your spine. And then folding at your hips, come back down, pausing halfway if you want, and celebrating the fact you might have gotten a squeaky spot on the floor. How was that?
Some extra.
and come into child's pose. And just, like, just take a couple moments, like, success, failure. It's not just whether or not you came up into headstand. And let it go. Like, there's, like, you don't get a discount at ICA if you go in a headstand. Literally, go up and do it first. No, just kidding. But like, nobody really cares if you can stand on your head. I mean, it's awesome, but like, seriously, like, your kids won't really like respect you more. Maybe they might actually. That's true. Maybe that's a reason. Yeah. But what everybody respects is your honesty about things. So your effort, your ability to try things that are silly, but will turn your world upside down, and you're going to be fine. So one of the ways that we increase our freedom in our yoga practice is by literally trying to be ourselves in different forms. So lift up onto your elbows and extend your legs. So we're coming into dolphin pose. This time we have lots, like, clearly dolphin pose. This is a really nice posture to help you strengthen your arms for headstand. And bring your hands flat to the ground or interlace your fingers. My friend Tyler and I have had years of debating which one's better. But I prefer to have my hands flat with my middle fingers extending as an extension of my forearms. I find more strength there. He finds more strength when he interlaces his fingers. And then you want to be able to look forward. So, and then walk your feet a little closer to your elbows if you can. And look forward, bringing your hips back. So you go, yeah, baby. Nice. And then look forward at your fingers. And stretch your right leg up to the side. Oh. And then switch your legs. You'll notice that looking forward a little bit, there's that little curve, and it's kind of like a stop. It can be a useful thing. And then come back down. Find your way to child's pose. Then inhale up. Inhale up, yeah, to downward facing dog. I know, that was so vague. That was so all my fault. I couldn't do two things at once, it turned out. Wiggle around a little bit and just appreciate how much space you have here. Take another full inhale. Empty your breath all the way. And then with your next exhale, empty your breath all the way and walk your fingers in between your hands. Really, Rachel? I'm so tired. Walk your feet in between your hands. Your lower fingers, obviously. Woo! Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release and bow down. Push down with your feet, stretch up high. Exhale, Samasthiti. Inhale, halfway lift. I'm going to leave, okay? Someone else take over with me. Inhale, stretch your arms up high. With your exhale, bow forward. Inhale, really, halfway lift. And then walk back to plank. And let's stay there for the next half an hour. Find a couple moments where you can breathe here. You're strong, you're extending your body. Now really shift your weight forward and lower slowly through chaturanga all the way down to the ground. Inhale, upward facing dog or low cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, move forward into plank. Exhale, halfway down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Your thighs are just floating above the ground. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, move forward into plank. Exhale, halfway down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, chaturanga to downward facing dog. Take a full inhale with yourself, side up. Take another full inhale. Empty your breath all the way. Walk or float your feet forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release and bow down. Push down with your feet, rise up tall, reach up joyously, and with your exhale, bring your hands to heart center, and relax your hands down at the end of your breath. Inhale, sweep your arms up, growing tall, chin lifted. Exhale, release and bow forward. It's like we're going to have this the whole time of your practice. Inhale, halfway lift. Walk or float. Exhale, chaturanga over the ground. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Feel your breath. There we go, the DJ sucks. So we want to be able to find a rhythm. A rhythm in our breath, a rhythm in our day, and it'll start to carry us. Inhale, pull your hips up and back. Empty your breath all the way. Walk and float your feet forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release and bow down. Push down with your feet. Rise up taller. Exhale, Samasthiti feet. Inhale, stretch your arms up tall. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Walk or float. Exhale, chaturanga over the ground. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, stretch your right leg long. With your exhale, bring your right knee to your left elbow. Inhale, stretch your right leg long. Exhale, right knee, right elbow. Inhale, stretch your right leg long. Exhale, step your right foot to your right thumb. Spin your left heel to the ground. Rise up, warrior one. And let's take a couple of breaths here. Inhale, find space between your ribs and your hips. Exhale, let your left hip spin around. Stretch your arms, maybe just a hint of a little smile. Notice that you're it's organically stretching the mat when you lunge deeper and push your back foot into the ground. Let your fingernails reach. Take another full inhale with your exhale. Open up for warrior two. Inhale in here and exhale. Ride your breath all the way down to chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, stretching your toes, spreading your hands. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, stretch your left leg up to the sky. Exhale, bring your knee across the body, touch the right elbow. Inhale, stretch your left leg long. Exhale, left knee, left elbow. left leg long. Exhale, step your foot to your left thumb. Plant your right heel on the ground. Rise up. Warrior two with both your hips pointing straight forward. Warrior one. Obviously, we shouldn't be listening to me today. I didn't sleep so well. Turns out. Middle of the night, you managed to throw bottles of water and candles and paper mache snakes in my paper person. Really just dreaming about these things. Find your creativity in the posture. Where do you like to fall asleep in your body first? We're just talking about where we wake up, how we wake up. Take another full inhale. Then exhale for reals, warrior two. Inhale here. And then follow your breath. Exhale all the way down to chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Feel your fingers spread out. And as your hands push down, you want to imagine your arms are lifting up. As the back of your heels drop to the ground, you're lifting up the front of your legs. Take another full inhale. Pulling your hips up and back. Empty your breath all the way. Look forward and float your feet in between your hands. Much easier than your fingers in between your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release and bow down. Push down your feet, rise up tall, lift up high. And exhale, namaste. Drop your knees, but lift your heart. Touch your knees. And with your exhale, bow forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Walk or float. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, stretch your right leg up to the sky. Exhale, touch your right knee to your left elbow. Inhale, stretch your right leg long. Exhale, right knee, right elbow, do a push-up. Yeah. Inhale, stretch your right leg longer. Exhale, step your right foot to your right thumb. Inhale up for warrior one. Open up for warrior two. Let's do some breaths here. So we want to imagine that our spine is being rocked from the sky with a weight on the bottom of the plumb line. Beautiful. You want to allow your right knee to creep right exactly over your right ankle. Opening your left hip. Yeah. And then engaging your Mula Bandha. So it's basically it's like doing a Kegel, but it's this energetic lift of your perineum. And it's such a subtle practice. But it can really change our experience of a very familiar shape. So you can feel your hands are on the same plane. And with your next inhale, keep your lower body steadfast, reverse your warrior. And with your exhale, fly down to chaturanga. Inhale, up for facing doggy. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, stretch your left leg long. Exhale, bring your knee across your body and touch your right elbow. Inhale, stretch your left leg long. Exhale, left knee, left elbow, enjoy a push-up. Inhale, stretch your leg long. Exhale, step your Rise up, warrior one, feel your hips closing. Open up, warrior two. Find your peace in the posture. In a way, in a modern yoga practice, we're actually trying to practice being peacemakers. But the postures are still called warrior. What kind of warrior are you if you're making peace? Maybe you have to cultivate the subtleness of the interior lux. Be tall in your warriorness. Reach your little fingers. Lunge a little deeper perhaps. With a hint of a smile, with your inhale, reverse your warrior. And with your exhale, rise your breath all the way down to Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Feel your hips pull up and back. Feel your heels dropping. Even as you bring more fire into your body, make it okay. Take another inhale, empty your breath all the way, and walk or float your feet forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release and bow down. Bend your knees, drop your butt. Inhale, Utkatasana. And exhale, Samasthiti. Inhale, lift up your right foot to the inside of your left thigh. Bring your hands to prayer. If your foot doesn't go above your knee, stay below your knee. You just don't want to push your kneecap away. So above or below. And I was just going to go there. I was going to say, do you want to do an interpretive dance? Enjoy it. So sometimes we're just trying to keep balance, and it's like, oh, we're freaking out, and it's painful, and it's embarrassing and awkward. And sometimes to keep our balance, we just have to dance. Stability is overrated. Nothing's really stable. You want to keep moving in your moments. And then switch. So your hips going straight forward. Try to keep your gaze above the horizon line, out in the world. Maybe do some rib rolls. Standing tall. Notice if you're getting contracted or distracted. And then release. Bring your right foot to just above your knee, and then bend down into like kind of a wimpy Utkatasana. Now you're going to stay here if you want to play a little bit more. Bring your hands down to the ground. And you want to wrap. You want to wrap your right toes around your left upper arm. And maybe see if you can wrap so much that you can lift up your back leg. The key here is to be really strong with your bent leg. So Aurora, keeping your grasp with your foot, you bring your weight a little forward to your fingertips, and then you stretch your left leg straight back in the air. lovely, you guys. Woo! And let's meet back up to stand and switch sides. So it's counterintuitive. The real strength of this posture comes from the bent leg. Find your way, stopping at any point to be in practice. Bending forward if that's there for you. Wrap your left toes around. Woo, not today. For me. Bending your elbows so your knee is sitting on the back of your upper arms. Play with adventure, the newness. Stretch out your right leg up to the sky, Aurora. And then however you want to get there, find your way to downward facing dog. Take another full inhale. Empty your breath all the way. Good inhale, move forward into plank. Exhale, halfway down. Inhale up to plank. Exhale, halfway down. Inhale up to plank. Exhale, halfway down. And stay here, breathing for a couple moments. If you're feeling a little hardcore, see if you can bounce your whole body. Yeah, like a crocodile. And then lay yourself down, slide your elbows forward, come into a sphinx. I see a little rosiness in your cheeks. Maybe you got a little bit of fire going. The sun's already shining a little bit. It creeps over the horizon. The light's very different than it has been the past couple of days. Notice how your body is, how your energy is. How your heart is. Thank you. Discover where your creativity will bring you closer to yourself, but also closer to other people. In some ways, it can look like an easier path to be isolated, to be alone, less complicated. But really, what are we practicing for? The amazing gift of other people is you need to inspire. More love.
You know how I feel.
Even if my song list is nothing.
You know
Maybe slide your elbows a little bit more forward.
breeze drifting on by. You know how I feel. It's a new dawn. It's a new day. It's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good.
Slowly lower yourself down. I know, a double Sphinx Wednesday. Okay, here. One for each side of the gate, is that right? All right. And then slide your hips back to your heels, elegantly or not. Cross your ankles, bring your feet in front of you, and line into your back for our final twist. Maybe grabbing more clothes or a blanket if you want for your Shavasana. And hug your knees to your chest. Feel free to sneak in a kiss. And then stretching your left leg or not. Let your right knee drop to your left. Take a big inhale with your exhale, side out. Oh. Come back to center. And take the other side. Exhale, whatever you need to leave here. Feel your ability to transform anything. And then start to make your way into Shavasana. Stretching your legs long. Feeling the ground below you. Letting the earth have you. of your body and welcome your awareness. Your attention is the most precious gift that you have to give. Roll over onto your right hand side, hugging your knees to your chest, wiggling a little bit. Take a moment and notice the life-giving activity inside of you. And then help yourself up into a comfortable seated position. Allow your hands to meet at heart center. Feel the ground below you. Notice that when you push down towards the solidness, you can find the lightness within to lift up tall. Empty your breath. Take a deep inhale. Bring your prayer hands to your third eye. Invite the divine light. And as we bow forward together, we say, Namaste. And then celebrate being awake. Good morning-ish. Thanks for helping me wake up a little bit. Yeah. Be wild, be generous, be awesome.